A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development on the international diplomatic front, European leaders are uniting their voices to emphasize the critical need for Ukraine's involvement in any negotiations aimed at ending the ongoing war with Russia. As former U.S. President Donald Trump prepares to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska later this week, leaders from France, Germany, Poland, the United Kingdom, and the European Commission have issued a joint statement underscoring that the path to peace cannot be determined without the active participation of Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen have expressed their support for Trump's efforts to bring an end to the violence in Ukraine. However, they firmly assert that any resolution must prioritize Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The joint statement, released on Saturday, articulates a clear stance. We are convinced that only an approach that combines active diplomacy, support to Ukraine, and pressure on the Russian Federation to end their illegal war can succeed. This declaration comes in the wake of a crucial meeting held over the weekend in London, where U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy engaged with Ukrainian and European officials to discuss the ongoing crisis. Vice President Vance described the upcoming Trump-Putin meeting as a potential major breakthrough for American diplomacy. He expressed optimism about the possibility of negotiating a settlement that could lead to a cessation of hostilities. In an interview with Fox News, Vance stated, "We're going to try to find some negotiated settlement that the Ukrainians and the Russians can live with, where they can live in relative peace, where the killing stops." However, Vance acknowledged that the outcome might not satisfy either party completely, noting that both Russians and Ukrainians are likely to have reservations about the terms. He highlighted that months of diplomatic efforts have led to this point, where the focus is now on scheduling discussions among Trump, Putin, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky has expressed his support for Trump's initiative to broker a peace deal, although it remains uncertain whether he will attend the meeting in Alaska. The Ukrainian president has been adamant that Ukraine will not concede any territory and has placed the onus on Russia to end the conflict. The Ukrainian people deserve peace, but all partners must understand what a dignified peace is. This war must be brought to an end, and Russia must end it. Russia started it and is dragging it out, ignoring all deadlines, and that is the problem, not something else, Zelensky stated emphatically. The joint statement from European leaders not only highlights their commitment to Ukraine, but also calls for robust and credible security guarantees to ensure the nation's ability to defend its sovereignty. As the situation evolves, the international community is closely monitoring the developments leading up to the Trump-Putin summit, hoping for a resolution that respects Ukraine's rights and leads to lasting peace in the region. The stakes are high, and the world watches as diplomatic efforts unfold in a bid to end the violence that has plagued Ukraine for far too long. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.